Hi, my crafty stampers. It's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is your first time joining me on YouTube, make sure that you do subscribe. There's also a bell that you hit down below and you'll get notified immediately as soon as I upload a new video. And that really pays really good because I do quite a few YouTube lives as it is. So welcome. Today what I want to do is I want to show you a swap card that I've done for the month of November. So you know what, without further ado, why don't I just jump down and let's get started on this card. All right, so I am going to be using the Sweet in the Wild. This one kind of is a hidden gem, and we always forget about different product that's in the annual catalog. So I thought for my swap card, I thought it would be perfect to use this Sweet. Now this Sweet only includes, it has the embossing folder, it has the paper, which I'll show you in just a second. And then of course the stamp set, which is a photopolymer stamp set, and also the dies that go along with it. Here's the designer series paper. This paper it's so pretty, and you know, it's against my color styles, especially a couple of them here. Excuse me. So it goes with it has basic black. There's an awful lot of black in there, but there's also the Cajun Craze. There's also a crushed curry, which are these colors here, evening evergreen, and there's soft succulent in there as well, plus also Mary Merlot. And you're going to see a really I haven't used my Mary Merlot that much. I thought it was one of those colors that was going to be fantastic, but they just haven't had things that go with it that well. So they, meaning Stampin' Up! So, but today I'm going to be using the Mary Merlot. And also I don't use Cajun Craze or the crushed curry that often. So my inks pads are really nice and juicy on there. So that's the designer series paper. Now, how I was inspired to do this swap card is actually my one of my weekly card sketches. And this one's card sketch number 79. And this is such a neat design. If you want to see my card sketches, make sure that you go over to my group, and there'll be a link down below to my Facebook group. Ask to join. It would be great. Not that but yeah, the Stamping with Diane Stampers group. Ask to join, and you'll be able to see all of these challenges on there. So let's get going on this card. So like I say, I'm using the stamp set, and I'm using the dies from here. I have my cardstock cut. I will be having the measurements linked down below, so you can check those measurements as well. But I have a piece of Cajun Craze, and you know what? I didn't cut a piece for the inside, and that is bad because I meant to do the inside of this card as well. Well, that's for another time, I guess. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Just want to go in with my bone folder and give a really good score on there. Now, this piece does not show in the card sketch, but this is a really cool part to this whole entire card. You see with the card sketch, I've got it lined up with 3 pieces of designer series paper. And sometimes to get those even spaces between the lines are really difficult. So what I wanted to do was show you a really easy way of doing that. This is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I have my designer series paper. I have one piece cut at 2 by 5 inches. And then I also made sure that I had this going where it was going to match up with the designer series paper. So what I did was I cut off 3/4 of an inch, another 3/4 of an inch, and then 2 inch. And these are 3/4 by 5 inches. And then when I line it up on this piece of paper, what happens is it's so easy to actually set it up so that it matches. So, and I'll show you that. I'm going to use my glue today because it's designer series paper, and I do want it to be stuck down. I don't want it to lift up. And I'm just going to put this piece right to the edge here. We're not leaving any gaps on this part. And it gives me a bit of wiggle room so that I make sure that I've got it all even. Oops. There we go. And then I have this piece that goes there. And I'm going to, if it's uneven down at the bottom, I'm going to make it all uneven at the bottom, and then I can trim the part off. All right, so let's go here. Oops. That wasn't the one I meant to put on next. This is the key. This is the piece that's going to go here. And this is going to make it so much easier to line it up. So let's just go put the glue on here. And you'll see what I mean by lining this up. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that right there. Make sure that that's lined up on the back. Yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this piece in here. And by doing this last, then we can get this in so that it's even. Easy, right? That makes it so much easier when you go to do that. Now I'm just going to come in and just trim off this. I could take a paper trimmer and do this as well. But usually if it's had some glue, I don't like to involve my paper trimmer. The scissors are easier at least to clean off, right? All right. So now the other part that I'm going to do is on my sketch that I had done, I had actually wrapped ribbon around this part. It didn't show on the sketch, but I kind of want to show you this. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to tie this. And this is the linen twine. And you notice I don't take it off the spool until at the end. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that again. I'm just going to tie this in a knot. If I don't get this tight, I have another way that I can show you how this works. So just going to go and tie this in a knot. Could use a glue dot for that third finger, however. There we go. Now, that's why if this is a little loose, what you can do is you can turn around to the back, pull it tight to the back, and you can put some tear and tape on there. And what that'll do is that will actually, I want to move that over just a bit. That will actually tighten it for the front, but I don't need it any tighter on the front. I'm just going to separate this a bit and trim this off. All right, so that then, now that that's there, it can go on to here. Now, I know in my card sketch, I went and I put this on with dimensionals, but it doesn't need to be with dimensionals. I had to because I used a very thick ribbon. So, of course, you can adapt all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to put this onto the front of this Cajun Craze. And now what we can do is we can turn around and just want to make sure that that's good and down. Now I have a piece, and this is cut from the Stitch So Sweetly. This is So Saffron, and I'm actually going to put this over here. Now the piece that this is 2.5 by 3.5, but it cuts out this. I think this is the second largest one, and I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use my dimensionals and I'm going to attach that onto there. Now normally, if you want, you could do your you could go ahead and stamp a sentiment on here. I'm going to do my sentiment a little bit different. So, and I'm actually going to put one in the middle because I don't want it to come and bow down. And then just use my Take Your Pick tool. There we go. And then just going to line that up. And you see I've gone just a tiny bit in on that side there. There we go. Now we need to do some stamping. So the stamp sets that I'm going to use are, I'm going to use this face. I'm going to use this for the lines, and I'm doing it on this guy right here. And I'm also going to use this. So because I am on, these are photopolymer stamps, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to stamp on a paper piecing mat. So I'll just bring in my scrap white. And this is Cajun Craze that I'm using for the cat. Make sure it's good and inked up. And let's go ahead and just stamp that guy right there. I want to make sure that the paper absorbs it. That's a good stamp. And now, in order to get the markings that are on the tiger like that, I'm coming in with my Mary Merlot. And this, you know, when I first looked at this, I went, ooh, what color is that? You know, I wanted to see how it worked. So here's the base. So I'm just going to go in, and it lines up. And the best way to line this up, and I'm hoping I can get this right on, because I'm going to ink that up just a bit more. It's the nose that lines up and the ears. So you see how that works, like that. And then I'm going to go put the stripes on as well. And just like so. And see how that looks? I'm amazed with the Mary Merlot, how it works so well. And then another thing that we're going to need is we are going to need, I don't know if I'm going to get this out on here, but we'll give it a try. I'm going to do the plant, and I'm going to use some soft succulent. The soft succulent is a color that's already in this designer series paper. I could have also used the evening evergreen, but I think this adds more to, no, I don't know. I'm going to get that on there. You know what? I'm going to bring in another piece. I don't want to be, I'm just going to come in like, and stamp that. There we go. And now, of course, we have to just cut these out. I'm just going to, because I don't know if this is going to go through my mini cut and emboss, I'm just going to actually cut that part off. So we have that and that. Oh, one other thing that we need to do is I need to, and this is just a strip that I always cut off from all my papers. It's a 1/2 inch, and we'll trim it off afterwards. And the words I'm going to have is "Have a wild birthday." I guess you could even give this to any kind of a cat lover. Cat lovers, mind you, domestic cat lover and a tiger or a wild cat might be totally different. So let's see how that works. Yep, not too bad. All right. So I'm just going to cut that one off, and we'll get ready to do that in a bit. All right. Now we'll bring in my baby cut and emboss. And now what we're going to do is we'll just quickly cut those off. I have my here. So I'm just lining my plant up. I use my Post-it note tape. I'm hoping that this is going to be strong enough for this piece. I've used it quite a bit. Let's just line that up and push that through. Whoops. And then that's that one. And then let's do the cat as well. And just some tips on where to put that is make sure the tail, you have the tail in that opening there, and you want that head and the ears to go. And the rest will probably, well, does line up really well that way. So let's just go with that. And then now we can put the card together. All right, so I have my pieces here. I've got my card. Whoops. Let's just get this straightened up. Now, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I say, I do quite a few lives. And then let's go and we'll put this here. And we'll also put this here. We're going to put a couple of these on here. And a couple of these on here as well. And I should have had a piece of soft succulent paper, which I thought was in my paper pack. I don't know why I take all my stuff out of my paper pack, but I do. So I may have to just, oh, here we go. We've got that ready to go as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Let's put our big cat right up here, just like so. Let's go ahead and put our plant down here, right here. And then I've got this piece here, and I'm going to actually cut some of this part off. And I'll cut off there as well. And then I'm going to line it up onto this piece of soft succulent. And these are just scraps. So as far as the measurements go, this is not 3/4. It is 1/16 less than 3/4. I'll have that measurement down correctly. And then it's just for the length of what you actually cut this piece. So, and then that, I'm going to put a dimensional on this side and glue on that side. Let's see, again, dimensional on this side. I'm going to go in and just put some glue right on here. And then let's go and I'm going to stick it just a bit under that tail. Whoops. There we go. Just like so. All right. Now, of course, we have to put some embellishments on, and what better embellishments to use than these brush metallic dots. And the best dots I found were the copper ones. So I'll go ahead and I'll use these copper. Let's put one there. I can put another one, let's see, down here somewhere. And then I can use another one of these right here. Right like that. So there's my card, using that card sketch. I hope that you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube. If you like my YouTube, the thing, give me the thumbs up. If you have any comments, if you have any questions at all, by all means, go ahead and ask. Also, if you live in Canada and do not have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I have a very generous online reward program. And with that program, what happens is I give away not only a tutorial, but I also give away different things, and you'll see those, and there'll be a link below to that reward program as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, and don't forget about the In the Wild suite. It's such a beautiful suite. Anyways, have a great day, and bye for now.